Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 126. Sorry about that. Because one of the last videos it was the comic corner. Yep. So this episode discussing more Jetman episodes 30 to 35. Excuse me, of Jetman. Roughly 6 episodes. 6. 30 to 32. Basically a 3-parter. Yeah, it basically introduces this Maja. It basically introduces these demons. Yes, one of whom was basically awakened by accident by a couple of travelers. And you might be thinking, a couple of travelers picking up a hidden monster. Like, wow, that sounds so similar. As in, like, the very start of Zoo Ranger and Mighty Power Rangers. I still tend to think that Jetman was used as a prototype for. It seems like any ideas Jetman introduced, we basically reuse them again in Zoo Ranger and of course in Mighty Power Rangers. This is a very similar case to it. You have, he says how to find true warriors to basically reawaken his master demons. Then pretty much like he basically fights a boxer, a swordsman. And then by pure chance, he just happens. Meanwhile, though, Guy is invited by Corey to basically go out with him. To go out with her, to out for dinner. And then it's revealed, and all of a sudden, like, the Jetman get into a fight with this demon. And then he just knocks him out, knocks his powers out, and he just takes her. Because apparently she's a warrior, even though she really isn't. She was just recruited, she's just really a fighter, but Guy's more of a warrior than she is. And it was of his blood. Renjin over here, he's actually shocked the fact Earth's got freaking demons. They're like, hey, I'll make you two my servants. And he brings them to the Viam headquarters, which is interesting. Because it's the first time we have an outside force coming to the headquarters. At least they're invited. And they're like, nah, we're going to do our own thing. We're basically protecting humanity. They become gods. And, well, this is just after they woke up in episode 31. Which they kill off in episode 30. They kill off the very demon that basically was their servant. Yeah. So, there are these couple episodes we're actually introduced to Tara Boy. Yeah, in part 2, we're introduced to Tara Boy, the assistant robot, who was there for pretty much the rest of the run. Until, like, the final episode. Yep. And also, Guy and Corey rather spend time with each other than actually help their friends fight off against the Vyram. Yeah, they rather do that, which causes Guy to quit the team. Not Corey. She's still technically a member. She just basically goes with Guy. Though eventually they do come back after some convincing. While also working on the actual project itself. And eventually the monster's defeated by the very end. Oh yeah, by the way, in this 3-parter, we finally revealed the whole thing with Maria. This was hinted way back. I think it was like episode 3 or 4, first time they actually fought Maria. And she gets hit by an energy attack and she transforms back into Ryu's long lost girlfriend. Yes. And by the way, there is a follow up to this in episode 34. Yeah, next episode, nothing to do with it at all. It's mostly a filler in 33. It's like, okay, you would think they would have this in the very next episode. Yeah, it's almost like, basically, if you watch this, 33 and 34 aired out of order because, story-wise, 34 makes more sense to come after 32 than 33 did. 33, the most interesting about this episode, it was he introduced a brand new weapon. And also, fun fact about this episode, it has Maria's last monster she ever has in the entire series. Because the remaining is all rested. Like, Gray's got one monster left to basically be seen. Regent and Tran got more monsters left. So, basically, by the way, Regent has got monster 34, 35. I'll get to him. So, we have this cockroach monster. This also is one of those rare times where the Megazord is not used as a monster. Not really, no. Yeah, basically the Megazord is absent this episode. So, they eventually, of course, do destroy the monster thanks to the new weapon because they tried various elements could be it, and it's a freaking cockroach. Yes. I guess the writers probably did made that a monster or cockroach because how annoying they are. Eventually, it's destroyed thanks to the combination of two different. Now, this similar to the bird blast one where they combine their swords with their guns. Here, they combine two different guns on this big, humongous rifle, and that eventually destroys the monster in the very end. Now, in the case of 34, this is a very interesting one. It's called the Traitor's Ryu, where apparently it looks like he's stealing the blueprints for Taro Boy. Now, this is interesting. Now, they just introduced this character 3 episodes ago. Now, here's kind of the thing. This is not a plot thread that we used in Zoolander. No, not really. This is a reused plot thread from Battle Fever J. Yes, seriously. Last time I ever seen it. I mean, as far as now, in case you're curious though, did you use this plan for any other Sentai I watched? Like Dancing Man? Nope. Sun Vulcan? Nope. Gogo V? Nope. Do Not Know My Diamond? That'll be 2 Sentai this one. Basically, of all the ones I've watched, only Battle Fever J basically there's the only ones I had do not know this happening was Diamond, Changeman, Flashman, 5-Man, or even Turbo Ranger. Those ones I haven't seen yet, so I don't know if it happened there, but this is the first time from my perspective since Battle Fever J they used this plot thread, but at least they waited a long period of time to use this plot thread, having the Red Ranger steal the blueprints to a robot. The only case of Battle Fever J was their sole robot they had. This one is one of the robots, and eventually he does kind of trade off the robot, and the reason why he's doing this is because he wants to basically get Ryu. And eventually he's working with Gray in this matter. Yes, Gray. And then Turbo Boy is taken back to their HQ. And eventually it's found out, though, that Ryu is not really a traitor. He's not really doing this. Basically just a plan to infiltrate the Vime headquarters to basically destroy a teleportation device. Yeah, that's the real point of this. This is a pretty early point to infiltrate the base. There were only 34 episodes in. We usually wait this for the finale, but damn, this is interesting. Now they do go to he does run around the base a little bit. He does not go to the strategy room, not just yet per se. They're probably saving that for the finale. But he does go to the room where apparently they make all the monsters, which is interesting to say at least. Basically the area where they by the way, there's a monster called Hell. I think it's called Hell Medusa. By the way, this is nobody's monster. You could say this is a base monster. Yes, eventually the monster is destroyed by the main robot, Jack Gorgola. Though the device is transferred someplace else. But it is interesting though they actually managed to infiltrate this place this early. 35 is an anti-pollution episode. Yes, I don't care about these at all because though this is old, and my guess is kids must have hated this episode when it's aired. They must like the kid in the episode. Yeah, I gotta admit the little girl is actually a pretty interesting character. She's afraid of a surgery because of her bad heart, and she's quite brave. She's not terrible. I'm not sure how kids in Japan reacted to this episode when it first aired. I'm sure the anti-pollution message was probably a really ham-fisted thing. They just didn't really care if I want to watch basically guys in spandex be able to be the rubber suit monsters. Yep. By the way, the monsters one, it's Ren's monster. First one he's had in a while. Yeah, first time episode 29. And here's something for you. How many monsters does he have left? Well, to my knowledge, he has roughly 4 left. Yep, 4 left. Excuse me. Tran's got the most. Yeah, Tran's got the most. But yeah, not much else to say about this. Actually, it's pretty good here. Yeah. But not much to say these episodes. They're both good. And I can't wait for the remaining episodes to talk about them. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, that's episode review. Next one's going to be a comic card. I come eventually, but don't worry about that. Yep. If I can finally get back to the damn thing. There we go. Now, that'll be next. And then Boruto. Okay, next video. Bye.